It was supposed to be a celebration. Balloons in the trunk. A homemade card. A little boy turning 10, his gap-toothed smile lighting up the back seat as his mom pulled into the front of the Laurel Oak, the fanciest restaurant in town. "It's your big day, baby," she whispered, fixing her son's collar. "You've earned this." But when they stepped inside, Mom in her Sunday best, Dad in a pressed shirt and little Jeremiah practically skipping, the air went cold. The hostess didn't even look up. "We're full. No walk-ins today." "That's fine," Mom replied politely. "We actually have a reservation. Under Waters. For 6 p.m. The hostess glanced at the screen, then at them, long enough to send a message. "There's no Waters here," she said flatly. "And like I said, we're full." Behind them, a white couple strolled in. "Hi, table for 2 under Stevenson," the man said. And like magic, the same screen had room. The same voice turned sweet. "Of course, right this way." The father clenched his jaw. Jeremiah clutched his card tighter. The mother stood still. "We booked this table a week ago," she said, her voice trembling between strength and humiliation. "I don't know what to tell you," the hostess replied, already waving in the next guest. But she didn't know who she was messing with. Outside, the sun had dipped. The family stood in the parking lot, silent. A birthday that now tasted like shame. But Mom wasn't done. She reached into her purse, not for keys, but for a number. "Mom?" Jeremiah asked. "Are we going home?" "No, baby," she said, voice low. "We're not." The phone rang once. Twice. "Monique?" "It's done," she said. "That favor you owe me? I'm cashing in." She hung up. Dad blinked. "You sure?" Mom nodded. "They want to act blind? Let's open their eyes." Back inside, laughter echoed. Wine glasses clinked. The restaurant buzzed until phones started buzzing too. The manager's phone. The bartender's. Even the hostess glanced nervously at hers. One name had lit up every screen. Monique L. Jennings, head of the Fair Access Coalition, a high-powered civil rights attorney known for dismantling discrimination in the hospitality industry. The restaurant had been on her radar for months. What they just did. That was the final straw. By the time the manager stepped out of the kitchen, he was pale. Is the Waters family still outside?" The hostess stammered. I told them we were full." "Full?" he hissed. "We've got 5 empty tables." A silence fell over the staff. He rushed to the door, but the parking lot was already empty. They'd left. But the damage? Just beginning. Within hours, screenshots of the incident spread across social media. A thread titled, "Black Family Denied on Child's Birthday, Guess Who Just Stepped In?" It went viral. Photos of Jeremiah's sad little birthday card. A video of the white couple being let in, while the Waters family was ignored. Thousands of shares. Tens of thousands of comments. By morning, the news vans were outside the Laurel Oak. Protesters followed. The health department mysteriously arrived for a routine inspection. Then the fire marshal. By Friday, the temporarily closed sign was taped to the door. And the restaurant's Yelp page? Nothing but 1-star reviews and photos of smiling black families saying, "We eat where we're wanted." What no one knew was who Monique Jennings really was to the Waters family. She wasn't just a lawyer. She was Monique, Auntie Mo, godmother to Jeremiah and sorority sister to his mom. Years ago, Jeremiah's mom had tutored Monique for the LSAT for free. Believed in her when no one else did. And Monique never forgot. That call? It wasn't business. It was family. Power doesn't always shout. Sometimes it walks in quietly. Orders a table. Smiles politely. And when it's disrespected, it doesn't argue. It makes one phone call and changes everything. The Waters family didn't throw hands. Didn't curse. Didn't beg. They just exposed the truth. Sometimes the best clapback is silence. And while Jeremiah didn't get the birthday dinner he expected, he got something better. Dignity. Justice. And a front row seat to what grace looks like when it stands its ground. But just when the family thought it was over, just when things seemed to settle, a letter arrived in their mailbox. No return address. Just a logo embossed in gold. The Laurel Oak Group, Corporate Division. Inside. An offer. An apology. A check. And a proposal. They wanted to buy silence. Jeremiah's mom held the letter. Eyes narrowing. "This ain't over," she whispered. The morning after. The sign read, "Closed until further notice." People stood outside, murmuring. Workers leaned on the brick wall, confused. The manager paced, phone to his ear, sweating bullets. Inside the restaurant, silence swallowed everything. And across town, Maya quietly sipped her tea. She didn't gloat. She didn't celebrate. She just stared out the window, her son's drawing pinned to the fridge behind her, a little stick figure family sitting under the words, "We belong everywhere." Because to her, this wasn't revenge. It was a reminder that sometimes the world forgets who we are until we remind it. Around noon the knock came. Boom, boom, boom. Maya opened the door to find two men in suits. Polished, professional, holding briefcases and offering soft smiles. "Miss Taylor," one said. "We're with the Civil Rights Division." Apparently, her call had traveled far. Higher than the restaurant manager could have ever imagined. Because Maya wasn't just a concerned mother. She wasn't just a well-dressed black woman with dignity. She was a senior advisor to the Department of Community Equity and Federal Compliance, and when she called, agencies listened. And now, they were here to listen too. They asked questions, took statements, collected details, and then they handed Maya a sealed folder. "This isn't the first time complaints have been filed against that establishment," one of the agents said grimly. "But this one? This was the final nail." Maya nodded. She didn't smile. She didn't have to. Justice doesn't always come in flashing lights. Sometimes, it arrives in silence. Back at the restaurant, the manager Carl was sweating. For the first time in years he wasn't running the show, he was being investigated. The staff whispered. Some already knew the woman from yesterday. "Isn't that the lady from the mayor's office?" Others shook their heads, shocked. "No, she's higher up. Federal." One waiter said what everyone was thinking. "You messed with the wrong mom." Health inspections were suddenly filed. Code violations reviewed. Financial audits dug up. And worse, pictures of the event had gone viral overnight. Maya's son holding her hand, eyes wide. The empty tables behind them. The caption read, "My skin doesn't mean I'm not welcome." Meanwhile, Maya sat with her son Miles. She looked at him gently. "Remember yesterday?" she asked. He nodded slowly. "Yeah. The man said we couldn't eat there." She paused. "Do you know why I didn't yell? Or make a scene?" Miles thought. "Because you were sad?" She shook her head. "Because sometimes real power is quiet. It moves behind doors people don't expect. But it moves." He blinked. "So, what happens now?" Maya smiled softly. "Now, the world remembers who we are." Later that day the phone rang. Maya answered. "Miss Taylor?" came a nervous voice. "This is Richard, the owner of Briarwood Grill. I wanted to personally apologize for what happened yesterday. That's not who we are." Maya said nothing. He continued, voice trembling. "I didn't realize who you were. I mean, what you represent." Her voice was calm. "I see. That's the problem," she said. "You only care now because you found out who I am. But what if I were just a mother? What if we were just ordinary people?" He stuttered. We'd still want to fix it." She paused. "Then why didn't you fix it before?" Silence. Click. She hung up. Because not every door needs to stay open. A week later, the restaurant officially closed. The city had pulled permits. Fines were issued. But most of all, the public had spoken. No one was willing to support a place that couldn't see past skin color. In its place, a new cafe opened, one owned by a young black couple. On opening day, Maya and Miles stood first in line. A waitress smiled at them warmly. "Would you like a table?" Maya smiled. Yes, we would." They sat. They ate. They laughed. And the world kept turning. But something had shifted. The invisible weight black families carry? That sense that you're always one wrong moment away from being pushed aside? For one day, one moment, that weight lifted. Because Maya reminded everyone that strength doesn't always look like fists or fire. Sometimes, it looks like a calm voice and a powerful title. And sometimes it wears heels and carries a son's drawing in its purse. That night, Maya found a letter in her mailbox. No name. Just a government seal. Inside was a single sheet of paper. Type. Claim. And at the bottom, a signature that made her blood run cold. Not because it scared her, but because it meant she was being watched. "Your voice stirred more than you know. We may need your help again. Soon." Her eyes narrowed. Miles peeked over her shoulder. "Is everything okay, Mama?" She folded the letter and tucked it away. "Yes, baby. Everything's just beginning."